Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we're gonna continue playing around with this Chia farming mining thing. So we're in the data center because I configured some hardware to start playing around with this Chia mining farming in a video last week, and the server is rather noisy, and as these Chia plots, which they're called, takes quite a while to make, it became rather noisy in the living room. So I moved the server out here. I luckily had a free space for it down here, so it's in the data center, which is awesome, and I've been able to just control it from here, but also just do a remote desktop and mingle around with this. So I have become ever so slightly more knowledgeable about this Chia thing, and what it at the moment what it really is a lottery. You use your computer's RAM, storage and processing capabilities to make yourself lottery tickets, and then every minute or second they're giving away Chias, and the more lottery tickets you have plotted, the bigger the chance you have of winning these lotteries. And as I understand it, each lottery is for 2 Chia coins, but they do actually have a substantial value. It varies, but I saw something about $1,100, $1,400 each. It's a fair amount of money if you win one of those. The odds, though, are not in your favor right away. Let's go check my farm. So first thing you need to do is of course go and download this Chia thing, and it's available for Windows, Mac and Linux, and you download it's 150 megabytes or something like that, and then you install that, and that will create everything Chia on your computer that you need, your wallet and your farming and your plotting, and it's not hard. There is a weird way of logging in with a lot of words. I haven't actually figured out how to get around that, but if I reboot the computer, I know it's a heck of a mess to get in again. So here is my Chia thing, and it's very important that it's synced, and it does that all by itself. I have seen people that has all kind of problem with their port forwarding and their networking, but well, mine has just worked, and I haven't port forwarded anything. Apparently my internet provider is not blocking anything that I need, so that is good. Down here you can see the blocks being made. I don't know if that's all the blocks, but it's a lot of them. Then we have the wallet over here. You can barely see my receive address, so if anyone wants to send me some Chia, I guess that's where you send it to. Right now Chia is this lottery because you're mining for yourself, or you're farming on your own. That means that you have to be lucky to win anything. So they're going from mining yourself and to being part of a pool. So if you're 1 million people in a pool and someone wins, well, you will split the earnings or the winnings depending on how many plots you have, I guess, something like that. And you had to have some amount of Chia on your account, on your wallet. So I went and I signed up for this page, and I got, well, you can count the zeros and then a 1. I am a wealthy Chia trillionaire. That's the wallet thing. At some point I guess you can transfer your Chia to somewhere else. Down here we can see that I actually got my 0.00001. Rumors is that you need that to join a pool. I have not gotten that far yet, so if anyone has figured out how to join a pool and has good experience, I would love to hear about that in the comments. And I obviously haven't won the lottery yet. Here is where you're doing your plotting, and you can see your plots. So I have been doing some plots here, and I have a total of 12 plots. It takes rather a long time to do these plots. I was doing some plotting on memory, and we're gonna be starting that up again. But I found that it's really not that much faster than plotting on SSD. I haven't tried NVMe yet because I didn't put in an NVMe in this server that really could do anything. I am gonna try, but the ones that I have in here is really doubtful, let's call it that. But there's a really funny way of putting in these plots. The one that is running now, I'm actually running 3 plots at the same time. I believe I am. Let's see. This is the log file of one of these plots. And yeah, I'm plotting this one on the T drive. And if we go down to my computer and we check T drive, that is a 1.92 terabyte SSD, and I actually have one of those. It's one of these drives. This is an Enterprise Intel SSD. It's the SSD DCS4600 series. Enterprise SSD means that these lasts a long time. A lot of videos has been made on this doing Chia will kill your SSD and kill your NVMe, and that is correct. Some of these NVMe drives, well, they're not really meant to put a lot of data on them all the time. Kind of found a chart. So here is the chart, and I have already managed to spill something on it, so that's just how professional I am. I was printing this out and had a bite of my breakfast, and yeah, there was water on the table. This is from Samsung drives, and these are the 980 Pro NVMe disks, 500 gigabytes, 250, 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes. And the endurance is down here. So on the smallest drive you can write about 150 terabytes before it's done for, and double and double and double. So the size of the drive does matter. So this is 1.2 petabyte that you can write on the Pro drive. I found the numbers of the Evo drives as well, which was very noticeable. Exactly the same. These are the Evo 250, 500, 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes. 970 Evo plus 150 terabytes, 300, 600 and 1200 terabytes. One of these Intel drives, these, I see that I've written Intel with 2 L's, that's extra large. One of these drives, they will do 23.2 petabyte. I found the newer model will do 9.4 petabyte. So they will do considerably more, but they are slower. 1200 terabytes. It actually takes about 1.3 terabyte to make one of these plots in write. So you would actually be able to do a little bit less than 1,000 of these plots on one of those drives before it's done for. So yeah, it does wear out the drives. Well, this one probably 120 of these plot things before it's $90 waste, but it might not be that bad. You can see down here that the green ones are farming, and we can go over here to the farming part, and over here it will tell us I have 12 plots. I have done absolutely, I haven't got any earned nothing from this. I am using 1.188 terabytes on my hard drive. The total network, everybody doing this, has filled up 5 etabyte, and you know, there is terabyte, then there is petabyte, and then there's etabyte. So that's about 5 million something terabytes, a bloody lot of storage. With my 12 plots here, it's estimated that it will take me 3 years to win anything. That's a while, but every time I do a new plot, well, this goes down. But as everybody is doing plots, it becomes harder and harder. The more lottery tickets there are, the less are the chances of winning. So you need even more lottery ticket. So this is a never-ending competition. At some point I will run into I'll run out of storage here. There's a pretty long way before that becomes a problem, because I do have a lot of storage. So that was the farming bit. I thought we should try and start a new plot so you can see how that is done. Right now I'm plotting. I think this one has crapped itself. It hasn't moved for quite a while. I am not sure what's going on there, but that one is running on the T drive. Oh, never mind. I'll look into that. Keep an eye on it. All of these are plotting from the same hard drive. They are starting up on the hard drive with a delay. They're running from one of these drives, every time one starts, it comes up to about 31%. The first 31% is kind of like very CPU intensive, so it uses the CPU quite a bit, and then it shifts to do something else. So what I've heard that you can do is you can find out how long it takes before it shifts to the next process, and then when it has shifted to the next process, it's okay to start the next plot on the same hard drive. You shouldn't start a lot of them parallel at the same time, but with a delay it should be good to go. I'm testing that out right now, and that one seems to be not as good to go as some of the other ones. But let's start a new one. I have some available hard drives that can do some work here. Add a plot, and there are different sizes, and what I've heard is that one is not worth anything apparently. You need that one, and the other ones you shouldn't do. I don't know why, but you shouldn't do them. Yeah, so we're gonna pick this one, K32, and then we set the number of plots that we want to do. I want to make 2. I could just do 1, but I want to make 2 so that when I make 1 and it has completed, it will start the other one. So let's just pick 2 there. Plot to queue, so it should start one of them and put the other one in the queue. If we want to do them in parallel, it could start 2 at the same time. It cannot do that on this drive, I'll tell you why. But start in parallel, this is where we can put in the delay and say, oh, we want it to delay until it's to the first one is at a certain point in the process. But in parallel, then I've found that you get better performance if you up these settings a little bit. I have like 24 real cores in this server, 48 threads. So here it's using right now 2 threads, and I am at the moment I'm putting in 6 threads. I'm testing that out. I'm not sure if that's the right amount yet, but so far it's okay. Then I have seen someone who ups the memory a little bit and says that works, and I have also seen that I think that works. I haven't really measured it, so I'm not totally sure, but I give it slightly more. That's slightly a bit more than I was hoping for. Oh, we'll try that again. There, 4 GB of memory. I have not messed around with the buckets, but I will mess around with this queue name because that makes it a lot easier to see what I'm doing. So we're gonna be farming on the memory on the RAM drive, and that's gonna be the R drive. So far so good. I'm gonna be picking the R drive, select temporary directory, and this is where you have to have a fast SSD, an NVMe, and I'm using this RAM drive for this at the moment. Click there, and I'll be presented with my different drives, and I have an R drive there, so we'll select that. And I just want to show you that real quick because I made some RAM drives. Let's minimize that. I used a little piece of software called Soft Perfect RAM drive. It's on trial, so I'm on borrowed time here. First I made a RAM drive of 384 GB of memory. That was good, it worked, no problem, but it didn't use all the RAM. Researching, I found that I could do a RAM drive of 240 GB and it will still work. I have 512 GB of memory in this server. Here, 512 GB, and you can see we're almost using all the memory. So instead of 1 RAM drive of 384 GB, I made 2 RAM drives of 240 GB, and that is enough to mine this Chia thing on. And the reason it says 245 in here is because I have multiplied 1024 with 240. So yeah, 2 RAM drives. One of them is full of something. The other one is empty. I have no idea why that is empty and that is full. It probably haven't cleaned up after itself. So back here we have picked the R drive, and we're gonna go down and we're gonna pick, this is the final destination. That is where the lottery ticket is gonna be sitting when it's done. And the lottery ticket takes up about 102-3 gigabytes. So it's a big ticket. So that has to be large, slow storage, and that's also what they say here, a large, slow hard drive. like an external hard drive. Okay, so we're gonna pick our mega store there for M mega store. I made that 40 terabytes just for fun and giggles, and we should be able to create that plot now. So there, and we'll go up and see if it did anything. There, it now gives it a name, which makes it a lot easier for me to figure this out afterwards. So our drive is running, and while we are at it, we might as well have the other RAM drive, that is S. So let's just start S drive as well. I've saved these so that I could show them to you. Otherwise I would have started them up. So we're just gonna put in another 2. They're gonna plot in Q. And we're gonna tell it to use 4 gigabytes of memory. Gonna give it 6 threads. Again, keep the rest. You can of course put in a lot more in the queue if just want this to run for quite a while. And we're gonna put in S drive here, and the M drive, mega star. Sorry, I forgot to give it a name. We'll do that up here. S drive, and we can create that plot. Let's see if it pops up. There, and it's plotting the first one of those, and it has queued the other one. So yeah, okay, further up I can see that this hasn't moved anywhere, so it's kind of dead. I haven't got a clue why. It has gotten to the second operation and it has halted there, so we're gonna get rid of that. I think that was on the T drive. Yes, just gonna delete that plot. Unfortunately, that it takes a long time for it to get to 31%, so it's a bit of a shame when you have to delete something. Oh, and R drive is a low disk space, so I might want to stop these plots on the R drive and make sure that that drive is empty. There was something on that, so let's do that. Let's scrap the thing that I did on the R drive, and now it's really easy. Oh, and this is a very nice example of I did something wrong. It ran out of disk space on the R drive, and it just craps all over itself. This means that I have to end the program and start it over again, and all the mining or farming that I was doing is lost. This really sucks. I have been waiting for a few minutes for this to solve itself, but well, we're doing video, so goodbye. Are you sure? No, I'm not sure, but I don't really have a choice. So go away, shutting down server, no, blah blah blah. So I'll delete all the files that are on the different drives. That one must be full of stuff. Except the M drive, I need those. There, everything has been deleted. So we are in again. Yeah, it crashed. That wasn't great. And our plots they're all not available right now. They will sync up as you can see here. It's not synced. It will take a little bit, and then they will be synced up. I found that I can start creating plots already now, but I have to start over. I only have the 12 plots that was completed. Everything that I was working on was, well, that was lost. So let's start over, and we can do that. So we're making the same sort of plots again, and I'm gonna set the hard drive to do some work. So we're gonna load 6 plots on that, and they are gonna be working in parallel, and they are gonna be working with a delay, and that is gonna be 260 minutes. I'm not totally sure about that, but yeah, we're gonna put it to that. So it's gonna work 260 minutes on the first plot, and then it's gonna start the next one. And we're gonna put in the same amount of numbers here, 6 core threads, and we're gonna call it something that makes sense. Okay, so now when we create that, it should give us, oh, this has become green now, so it has synchronized, and it has put 6 plots in the work, and all of them are of the SSD T drive, and the first one is plotting and the other ones are queued. So I'm gonna put in the RAM drives as well. Okay, so now I have everything as I actually wanted it. This one is plotting. It should have reached 1% by now, it hasn't. And that's the T drive, and we're working off the R drive and the S drives as well. And there's a bunch of stuff in queue. So some of them are working on the CPU. It's not that bad actually. I tried to put in a lot of cores, but I couldn't really see that it helped a lot. 15%-ish of the CPU. And they have started working. Well, that one has started working, 1%. These are still shuffling the bag with lottery tickets. I did also put in a couple of NVMe drives. These are some very cheap off-brand, well, they're king spec NVMe drives, and I just went and looked up the numbers of this, and this, they kind of brag about you can write 187 terabytes to that one. I wouldn't exactly take their words for it, but that one is only 238 gigabytes. The RAM drives that I've made are 239 gigabytes. I hope that we have enough. Everybody is chipping in now, that's good. And if we're gonna mess it up, we might as well do it now before they have worked too long. So we're gonna add a plot, and I think we're gonna do it like the RAM drives. We might. So we're just gonna make 2, and we're gonna queue them. And we're gonna do the same. Oh, I should check if there is any available memory or if we're all out. That's not great. There is 12 gigabytes available ish, but as the hard drive, I think it might be a bad idea if I do this, because we will run out of memory. We can kind of see it. Can we cancel this? Guess we just pick something else. Right now the SSD is running one plot. When it hits 31%, it should start the next plot. And when that plot hits 31%, it should start the next plot. So that's 8 gigabytes of memory more. If this one hasn't completed, when the next one again hits, we will be out of memory if we start one more. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it there. If I want to do more, I have to stop one of the RAM drives and not have that running. At that point I would have plenty of RAM. So that's me messing around with this farming on Chia. This is not exactly a get rich fast yet. It takes a long time to actually make these plots, and well, if you fuck up like I just did and have to start over, you lose, well, I guess that was 8 hours of work or something like that, just down the drain. That was a bloody shame. The RAM drive, I haven't seen them perform very well. I do actually think that if you have a really modern system with some NVMe's, that will do a lot better. For this sort of thing, you should probably go with a gaming rig PC, newer gaming setup, and put in a good NVMe drive, and you can do some Chia, and then maybe just do 80% of the NVMe and just use it as a regular NVMe for the rest of its lifespan. Should be okay. Yeah, if you need some hardware, I do recommend you to go over and check out Bargain Hardware. There you get 5% off your purchase if you use the checkout code MyPlayHouse, small letters, link in the description. Also, if you think that I'm doing everything wrong, leave that in a nice way in the comments so that I can get smarter and everybody else can get smarter, but keep a nice tone down there. And if you wouldn't mind, please give this video a like. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.